About a week ago, as always, me and my friends always pick a new anime to watch for the week. We take turns, and whatever we pick is what we watch, start to finish, no matter what. Of course, it was my turn to pick, and through the countless titles that I browsed, I found one: Space Dandy. Now, I had never heard of this anime before, and neither did my friend who I was watching it with. And with no expectations, we watched and finished. And by the final second, we were amazed at what we had seen. Not only is Space Dandy one of the funniest animes that I've ever seen, but it was among some of the best, and to my surprise, overlooked by many. And what a shame. Released January 4th, 2014, created by Studio Bones. Yes, Bones, the studio that made such hits as Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, Mob Psycho 100, Blood Blockade Battlefront, and maybe something else, I don't know. I can't really remember off the top of my head. The overseer of the project was Shinichiro Watanabe, who helped create such classics as Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo. With that type of talent behind the show, how could it be overlooked by so many? I don't have the answer to that, but all I can tell you is why this show is worth it. First off, with any anime, should you watch the show in dub or sub? Through the anime community, it is seen as a sin to watch any anime in any dub other than the original. To them I say grow up.
Someone slept through astronomy, huh? The universe has a buttload of centers, and I think all of them deserve to be voted queen.
But for this show, the dub is really great. Ian Sinclair, the voice of Dandy, shows that when a voice actor puts his pride and time into the things that they love, it turns out great. Even if people don't like it, they can't deny that the English dub for this show is one of the best. The general overview of the story is that it's about Space Dandy. He's a dandy guy in space. You follow him and his friends QT and Meow through their adventures in space. It's as simple as that. Space Dandy is a mostly episodic-based show, meaning that each episode doesn't carry over to the next. Think of it as The Simpsons or The Family Guy rules. Space Dandy, however, twists the rules in this aspect by having each episode end up with something insane happening, such as a character dying or the universe being completely destroyed, and by the next episode, it'll go on as if nothing happened. And when you can get over the fact that they don't acknowledge it, when you hit the finale, you'll be treated. Each episode is also very different from the previous, whether it be Dandy and Mao trying to find the universe's best ramen, or Dandy and the whole universe being turned into zombies, or Dandy understanding the melancholy of sentient speaking plants through the drugged out wasteland to remove a meteorite to restore the planet to before. Yes, these are real episodes, and that's just 3 of the 26 in total. And even though the show is a comedy, it pulls off serious moments very well. The tone of the show helps out for those moments of levity just before something heavy happens. Normally animes and media in general have a hard time pulling this off, but Dandy somehow blends it in to its advantage. The characters of the show, although pretty stagnant throughout the runtime of the show, are really fun and enjoyable to watch. Dandy is like Spike Spiegel if he was a moronic pervert.
Nice!
And although that's most of his character, he has those moments where he can be serious and he can be human. Dandy is funny when he needs to be. He's horny when it's important, and serious when the story calls him to be. He's not your average anime main character whose goal is either to get laid, be the best, or be the king of something. Dandy's goal is to simply live his life to the best. Heck, his name itself gives you all you need to know about him. All the other side characters bounce off well to Dandy, and overall just adds up to the environment that happens throughout the show. QT is the straight man of the group that tries to do what's best for the crew and to point them in the right way.
Hey, you wanna shoot me in the face and see if I wake up tomorrow?
Meow is the true comedic relief of the group, but he also acts as kind of the smarts to Dandy in kind of a weird way.
That was pretty deep in a stupid, rambling kind of way.
Scarlet works as well as the really strong female character. And even throughout the show, you can even see some sort of relationship building between Dandy and her.
My name is Scarlet, by the way.
The villains of the show are played for laughs as every episode. They try to capture Dandy and always blow up or die trying. It's funny sometimes, and other times it feels out of place or just repetitive.
You were fine letting me think you made it yourself. Hold me close, dear!
And then Honey, well, Honey's just fan service, obviously. The art animation for this show is quite literally insane. The quality and different styles throughout the show are masterfully crafted. Knowing what the studio had done before and after this show, I could not believe the quality and time they put into this show particularly. Hardly any anime have this good art direction and framing of shots. It's honestly baffling that people haven't seen it due to that. I mean, look at this. The soundtrack is also very unique to the show, and it's not just some boring, uninteresting background track that plays in anime now. But instead, it has a very dynamic score, one that enhances each episode by being different from the last, and for the most part. I mean, by no means am I a musical mastermind that can tell you that it is great due to these reasons. But for me, when I hear the score, I like it. It's sad that there are not many anime like this currently. Always stuck with pointless shonen that regurgitates the same themes and ideas, and isekai that are always the same thing, just with a different outcome. But this right here is different. Space Dandy transcends that plane to make it not just a good anime, and not even just a good animated show, but a great show period that could be up there with some of the biggest animes and not just be considered a cult classic. This is definitely worth the watch if you want something different in the anime genre. Space Dandy for me is an 8 out of 10.
Stay dandy, baby.